is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're having a great day. Every couple days, the last couple of days, I get a message asking me if my sales have slowed down, if I've been feeling the burn of the summer slowdown. And although the summer slowdown is a thing to a certain extent, it's not the biggest deal in the world. And there are other things that you can be doing if you feel like summertime is starting to be a drain on your business. We're going to go into a couple of those things in this video as to why I don't really pay attention to it too much and I just keep my head down. But before we do, if you do not know who I am, my name is Bronzgod and we sell trading cards on Tcgplayer and eBay. We've been averaging about $40,000 a year in sales, and we plan on picking that up with a bunch of steam for the rest of the year. We also do have two other channels I have in the description, one for gaming and one for my weight loss journey, which will be posted on very soon. So if any of that stuff interests you, make sure to check that out. We do also have an affiliate code for Mox Alpha for 50% off of your first month. Mox Alpha is a platform where you can find the estimated value of certain products and see if they're worth busting open and just selling the singles. So check that out. But yeah, summer slowdown. It is known that with the summer, things tend to putter out a little bit. It's hot out. It's nice out. People are going to the beach. People are going on vacations. There's other things to do in life besides just cardboard. And yes, even us nerds sometimes do other nerdy things like go to Disney or spend money on other things besides our favorite commander deck or our favorite master set that we haven't completed. And it's important that if you are feeling the pain, because there are some people that will feel it more than others, especially if you're just starting off, you don't have a big inventory. So you might be thinking like, man, I was getting like, 10, 20 orders a day or 3, 5, 6 orders a day. And now I'm getting 1 or 2. It's not the end of the world. It's very important, whether it's a summer slowdown or any valley in sales that you might experience, to just keep listing. That's the best medicine and the best remedy that you can do for any kind of sales slump is always be listing. Almost for the entirety of you doing any of this kind of work, always be listing. Obviously, the more you have listed, the higher the chance of people buying more and more things. So you have to keep that in mind because it can definitely get very frustrating when you see that sales number go down. I've been there. I still get like that, even on my days where I have my banger days of like 30 or 40 orders. And then the next day I might have like 12 and I'll be like, oh, okay, store's over. Gotta quit. Like, mail it in. I'm never going to recover. We all feel it. Okay. But you can do things to remedy that. And this is more of an eBay thing, but coupons. I have found out in my own experience now, but from others, that coupons and discounts really help drive sales on eBay. And the best part about it is it's your business. It is your side hustle. So you can do these coupons however you want. Obviously you want to do it so they make sense. So that way you're not just like losing a bunch of money. But my favorites I've gotten some of these from other friends is, Rob does one where it's like buy 2, get 1 free for cards under a certain value. And you can limit these things. You can limit it to like, buy 2, get 1 free, but a limit of saving $10. I got another buddy of mine that does it buy 5, get a 6th free. Or I do a coupon and a discount at the same time. And usually eBay will pick the lowest of the two. So if I run a buy 2, get 1 free, also in tandem with if you buy 3 or more cards, save 20%, eBay will usually pick the one that is the most beneficial for the buyer. So you're not going to get completely hosed if you're running like 3 or 4 deals. Now, I have to do some research. I think that it does stack with volume pricing. Correct me if I'm wrong. I didn't really think about doing any research about it, but I think if you have volume pricing on to where if you buy like, 3 cards, you save 10%, that will stack with 15% off coupons. But it's not the end of the world because it's mostly bulk. If you're buying these cards for a couple cents a piece and you're selling them for $2, once they buy 2 or 3 cards, even if you lose an extra 10 or 15%, you're still doing good. So Coupons and discounts, especially on eBay, are a great way to really ramp up those sales. Do it for a month, do it for a couple weeks. After a week or a couple days, you don't see any traction, just end it and start another one. If you see that it's working too well, which very may well be the case, just end it. Do the things you can. If you have a certain dollar amount that you're trying to get to, let's say you usually do $50 in sales, $75 in sales, and you have all of a sudden things are getting a little slow, whether it's of the summer or not, and you're now doing like $20, $25. Just do you can run literally a coupon every day until you get to that point where you get your money back and stop it. There are so many ways that you can piece together trying to make deals and get people in and get these cards moving that it could be beneficial for you. And it's probably one of the top ways, at least for eBay, that I would do if you're starting to experience any kind of summer woes or slow sales to begin with at all. Tcgplayer. With Tcgplayer, you have the power to change your shipping rate. I've always been a free over $5 stan. As I've been on direct, I have changed that a little bit. Sometimes I'll do like a $2.99 or $1.99 flat floor, so that way I'm not packing as much and it's all going towards direct. But if I have a particularly slow day, I'll change that sucker to, free over $5, lower my price for non-direct cards to 15 cents. And sure enough, usually some sales will trickle through. And you can turn that off at any time, switch it off at any time, just like it's eBay. It's one thing that I've learned a lot doing this for the couple years that I've been doing it is, it's okay to experiment, right? Part of the reason that you're getting a business for yourself is so you can do whatever you want. You can make whatever discounts you want. You can handle business however you want. It's all up to you. So don't be afraid to make fun little changes. Because, hey, you might start a coupon and like hose yourself and then you know not to do that again. But you also might, realize that you're onto something. Maybe you've been doing it at Tcgplayer or eBay at a certain sales velocity. And once you change it, you realize that you can handle a little more and you don't mind moving more cards at a slightly lesser margin because you're getting more back faster. There's so many different ways that you can go about selling cards. And now that I've kind of empowered myself to start playing around with discounts and coupons, that is really another reason why you should kind of not really pay too much attention to the summer slowdown or any lull that you might have. And if you do not want to do any of that, if you want to stay true and just keep doing what you're doing because you know it works, that's perfectly fine too. All you have to do at that point is just keep listing, because at some point, some new set will come out, or, fall's right around the corner. 2 or 3 months will be in September, October. We'll be close to Christmas time, and all that money is going to start rolling in, and all this time between June, July, August, September, as long as you haven't been stopping, you've been listing along the way, you will have such a wide inventory of things to choose from that sweat equity that you're putting into your business, that's going to translate to dollars down the line. So even though you're not seeing it now, or if you are having trouble with slowness now, you might be seeing a little bit of dip in sales. Experiment with other things too. You could always try doing shows if you're not doing shows. You could always try selling in person. There's actually a flea market near me that has some tables opened up to where I might start doing that on the weekends, Saturdays and Sundays for like 4 or 5 hours. It's going to be hot and miserable, but selling things in person where you have like literally no fees at all, it might be worth it, And oftentimes when you find yourself in situations like this, where if you have slow sales or you're not making as much, those are the best times to experiment. Those are the best times to really put test your metal to see what you can and can't handle. And you shouldn't look at it as a negative. You should look at it as a learning opportunity and a way to really kind of grow and change things and try out new things, because you never know what's going to stick. You never know what you're going to fall in love with. And there's been plenty of things that I've done where I gave it a shot and failed, but also there's been plenty of times where I was in a sales jam, or I wanted some money, or I was so worried about trying something because I didn't want to upset the status quo. But the minute I did it, I made 10x more than I did. And now, in a potential slow time for you, might be the most beneficial time to take a chance on doing that. So hope that helped. If you are experiencing slowness to any kind, Trust me, it's not going to last forever. Don't let these lulls destroy your confidence in your ability to sell cards, especially if you have a history of it, of having decent sales. This too shall pass. This lull will pass. You'll get right on top of it. And, you know, if you are feeling a certain way, join our Discord and vent about it. And we can talk you off the cliff and tell you everything is all right and not to blow up your store or do anything drastic. So that's about it for today. I thought it was a pretty interesting topic, and enough people were asking me about my experience with it, and thought it was pretty cool to talk about. Let me know if you have any suggestions in the comments on how you guys handle your slow times, what you do to get ahead of the game during that time as well. I'd love to hear what your opinions and war stories are when it comes to that. I hope you guys have a very good day, and we'll see you in the next one.